Hello and welcome. Can you hear me? I am so excited about today. I cannot even tell you. I have been waiting for this for a while. Give me a couple thumbs up, emojis. Hey, what's up in the chat? If you're on the page that has the button, the workshop above you, cool. There should be a chat to your right. If not, it works in some browsers, not in others. You can come into the actual YouTube link. This is live on YouTube. The link is below the video if you're on the landing page. So you should be able to have everything you need. So we're going to get started. I am so excited. If you've got does anyone else have an echo? No echo? Okay. That might just be you, Susan. Sorry. Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh. Stephanie, Michelle, Marklin. What's up, Chad, Christopher? All right. This is what I want to know. I want to know a couple things. Who has been to a Complete and Create workshop before? Just write me. Write me if you've been here before. Let me see who's done this. This is my 8th one, y'all. So give me a me if you've been here before. And who's new? Who's new, not just to the workshop, but like new to me. You've never seen me present before. You've never heard me speak, right? New in the chat. So me, if you've been here before and you've done the Complete and Create workshop, I change it every year. So this will be different too. And new, if you are brand spanking new to me, because you're in for a treat. I talk really fast. I want to pack in the value. I totally respect your time. You could be writing songs, doing creative things, spending time with loved ones. So I really honor that you are here. So welcome my new friends here. Dave's new, Technic Tone, Paul Hirsch. Okay, I also want to know who here is an amplifier. If you know, you know. Write amp in the chat if you're an amplifier. Write amp. I love my amplifiers. I'll be talking a little bit about amplifiers. Amplify. It's my most favoritist place on the internet. Give me a little amp love. Oh, look at the amps here. Oh, so psyched to see you all. Who are my In the Key of Success members? Right, key. If you found out about this from an email or one of my socials, right now I'm a music career coach on TikTok and Instagram. But if you found me from social media or a link or an email, right, key. If you're in my In the Key of Success community on my Facebook group, hello, key people. It's so good to see you. Love it. I love when we use other people's accounts and you're like, I'm not really me, but this is my name showing up. Totally love that. Jan, AKA Diane. Who are my Recording Academy, my Gram fam? Anyone here a Recording Academy member? Right? Gram fam in the chat. There's just a lot of communities of amazing musicians in my life. I'm so grateful to have you here. Woo! So exciting. This is my favorite workshop that I lead ever, and I lead a lot of them because it's so impactful. You can't unlearn the stuff that we're going to do here. So, hey, what's up, Gram fam? So we're going to get started. I've got a presentation. I'm going to kind of come back and forth between me here and some slides. Please download the workbook. If you've printed it out, great. You don't need it. You can take notes. You're going to want to take notes because we're going to refer back to things we wrote in the beginning. So if you don't have that link, if you're on the page, it's the button above. You can open it, you can download it, open it in preview and just do a text box and type in. It's not like a fillable PDF because it's big blocks. Also, you should know Robin. I'm going to bring Robin on because Robin's going to be sharing links and sort of helping me out on the back end here. Robin started as my intern, pitched me using my perfect pitch course to be an intern, turned into an assistant. This is 3 years ago. And this year is officially hired as my content manager. So I want to just bring Robin on so you have a face to the name when you see Robin posting links and stuff for me. So, hey, Robin.
Hello.
Robin is an amazing musician, just graduated from Berklee College of Music, and new album coming out soon. We're going to be shouting it from the rooftops. But this is the Robin behind the Robin who's going to be posting some links and helping you guys out if you have any specific questions about the live stream. Thanks for being here, Robin.
Hell yeah.
All right, we're going to remove Robin. Bye. Okay. I think that's all the stuff. Are you guys ready? I want to dive right in. I don't want to do the where are you from and like talk for 10 minutes. My name is Cheryl B. Engelhardt. I'm a full-time composer, artist, and I have been for about 20 years. I got my start in jingles and went to comedy, music, college humor, and films, and also was touring with my own pop band. I did 4 pop records. The music that was playing on the Wait music was instrumental from one of my most licensed songs. And then I got into new age music. I became a top charting new age artist, which was kind of incredible. And then last year, my 7th album, which was a new age album, was nominated for a Grammy, which was a life goal. So that was really, nope, it was this year. It was 2023 Grammys. I went to the Grammys this year as a Grammy nominee, which was very, very cool. And I have also been such a dork about systems my entire life. My dad was an electrical engineer, and his company was called Underground Systems Incorporated. And I never realized how much I had in common with him. He died 10 years ago. And this year I had this major breakthrough of like, this is what I'm such a dork about: email systems, calendar systems, financial systems, communication tools, and relationship systems. Anytime I look at some place where I'm stressed or something is out in my life, it's usually because a system is broken or not in place. So we're going to touch on that in this workshop. The idea of complete and create is there's a little bit of manifesting, but it's also planning. But what I see a really, really big problem, the average American who sets a New Year's resolution loses it within the first 12 days of the year. It's like, what is the point of you? You know? So I've been looking at that and studying that phenomenon. And I think one of the biggest reasons for that is there's no room. There's no room for the new thing. We're often talking about more. When we talk about goals, we think that we need to do more actions, have more money, bigger teams, more. And it's really an extraordinary thing to create a goal with clarity and reduce overwhelm. It's something that I do in Amplify, the mastermind that I'll tell you a little bit about later. But this idea around creating a New Year's resolution and a plan, and we always do it piling on top of the crap from the previous year. So that's what this workshop is going to do. We're going to complete this year. We're going to acknowledge the things that happened, that didn't happen, et cetera, et cetera. And then when we have that room, we have to put something in its place. So we're going to do exactly that. We're going to come up with a word of the year. It's going to be really fun. So I'm going to get going. If you've got a workbook, go ahead and take it out. You don't need to, but I would take notes. And at the very least, have one piece of paper, even if it's a sticky note near you. You will need that. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and make sure that everyone can see my screen. Let's do this. And let's do this. And can you see my screen here? You know, I'm going to come all the way on the bottom. How's that? Welcome. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my, it can be an emoji or Robin, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Amazing. So welcome to your Complete and Create workshop. We're going to break this down into 4 sections. We're going to acknowledge and clear. Acknowledge accomplishments, clear the failures, acknowledge the lessons. We're going to imagine where you want to be and how to get there. And then we're going to define it, get really specific with our goals and actions, and then turn them into reality. And there's a very specific way to do that. And then we're going to discover your word of the year. And I say discover, not create, because it's actually out there waiting for you to find it. Cool? Okay. So here we go. We're going to start on page 1, complete. So you guys, this is a workshop, right? So you got to do this work. So we're going to sit down and we're going to dig in right now. So list the goals that you specifically remember making this year. And some of you didn't set out with specific goals, and that's totally fine. You can make some up. Pretend that if it was January 1st last year and you were like, what are some goals that I have in mind? Make those up. If you are in Amplify, you know you made up some goals and you probably wrote them down and you were working towards them. So what are the goals that you specifically set out to achieve that you did achieve this year? I'm going to write those down. Just bullet point some of these goals. I'm going to be sharing, you guys, I do this every year for myself, the morning of the workshop. So I have done this work. I'm going to be sharing some of my examples. So if you get stuck and you can't even think of anything, like you can bounce off of my ideas. And also, if you want to be seen and celebrated and witnessed, do that in the chat box. Share your goals, share your wins, share anything that I'm talking about inside the chat box. I don't do this as a Zoom call because there's always too many people on it, but I want to see you, and I want to feel your wins. Wins beget wins. I say this in Amplify a lot. That's why we share them. There's this culture of like, don't share your wins, don't brag, don't make other people feel small. If we shared more of our wins, the energy, we would just be high vibing it all day long. So go ahead and brag. Go ahead and brag. All right. So let's give you a minute. Jot these things down. Jot these things down. All right. We had a goal of 500 Instagram followers and you ended up with 11,000. Hello. We love that. I see you. Release an MP, an EP. Love this. You guys get how high vibe this workshop already is. And we're like not even 15 minutes in. First year making a living primarily from music. Heck yeah. Cheryl, who spells her name right, also yes. Okay, write a couple of these down. For me, I released a chamber music piece. I went to Sri Lanka for an international choral festival. I got a publishing deal. That was something I set out to do for my choral work specifically. And I sold out my Amplimansion live retreat, which was a dream, an absolute dream. Those were very specific goals that I set out to do and achieved. Take one more minute here. Just jot down anything. And you guys, no judgments. There's no big and small here. No big and small. Take those out. Okay. Take those conversations out. Number 2, you can always come back to this, by the way, if you feel I'm going too fast or you have more thoughts. I want to keep this moving so that we can get to all the really good stuff when it comes into planning. So you can always come back to this worksheet and do it more. This video will also allow you to, you'll get a replay link in a couple hours after it. Okay. List any unplanned accomplishments that you achieved this year. Unplanned accomplishments are things that you didn't necessarily think were going to show up, but you were open to them. I like to have a balance in my life between intentional, I'm going after this thing, but also open to whatever, if you want to get woo-woo with me, whatever the universe throws my way, right? If you're a yes to all the things all the time, your life doesn't become your own and it becomes exhausting. If you're only got blinders on and I'm only doing this thing, you may miss out on opportunities and tangents that could be really, really fruitful for you, right? So you want a nice balance between saying yes to things and the unexpected with your plan here. So this is the unplanned, the things that you let in that showed up that were lovely surprises. So for me, I ended up setting some boundaries with some energy vampire friends. Like I'm letting you guys look at this. I'm literally sharing my notes that I did this morning. I won an affiliate contest, which was cool. I had a $50,000 income month and I hired a content manager named Robin. Those were things that I was not planning on doing this year and just happened. Cool. All right, let's give you a minute for those. You guys, the chat is on fire. Yes, 50K income. Yes, gigantic weddings. Amazing reviews for albums, books, release a single. Oh my gosh, y'all wrote 50 original songs. Stop it. Oh, we got some high vibes going on here. This list is important. We will come back to it, so make sure it is as complete. We are gathering evidence that what you seek is seeking you. A lot of times we can get caught up with nothing is working, but then when you look at these kinds of lists, you're like, oh wait, I wanted that and I didn't even want that. And these things are showing up, right? So cool. Let's go on to number 3 on this page. Write your favorite moments or memories from this year, whether or not they had to do with your career. Things that will pop out when you look back on 2023. For me, it was getting ready for the Grammys, walking the red carpet as a nominee. I had a really great birthday at a choral festival. And I rode my bike around Antwerp. It was like very European delightful. And I was doing a social media video shoot with Robin. And we got caught in a lightning storm. And we were literally running, trying to extrapolate life lessons. We were running from lightning in the pouring rain. That, I will not forget that. That was delightful. Okay, write your favorite memories. Okay. We're going to come back to this page. So I know we're all feeling like, ooh, this feels so good right now. It feels so great. We're going to move into the next bit here. So turning the page, list any unplanned events or things that you would consider went wrong this year. Anything that was unplanned, obviously things that go wrong generally are not planned, so it's a little redundant, but I got really, really bad COVID in March. I submitted a song to a Grammy category and it got moved to a impossible category. Did a house renovation that went really badly. Things like that, right? What's something that didn't go well? And if you want to share in the chat, you might have an idea that sparks something else for someone else. This is starting to pick at what's taking up space for us right now. Right? What's taking up space? What did not go well? It's easier to write what didn't go well. Yeah, notice that. Just notice that. Karina, I'm sending you so much love. What didn't go well? This is a little bit of a variation on that first one, but then the number 5 here is write anything that you consider a failure. Whatever your definition of that is, this is not the workshop to get into what that means. You have your own definition of what failure is. What does that mean? I hired a team for some back-end tech work and it didn't go well. I figured that was a failure. I didn't win the Grammy, you guys. I consider that a failure for a really long time. Ooh, harsh on myself, I know. Getting COVID, I saw that as a personal failure. Like I had done so well to wear masks, blah, blah, blah. Like I had it that was a failure. We're writing these down, not to dwell on them, but we also don't want to be like toxic positivity where we only talk about the good things and we only honor the good stuff. We're looking at the bad stuff because it's data. We get to look later at what worked, what didn't work. But also this little quote here, you cannot disown that which you have never owned. What that means is you need to own and be responsible for and claim this is a thing that didn't go well. And then we can release it. You can't release it if you're not admitting that a thing happened or that you have feelings around it. Speaking of feelings, let's go into number 6. I'm just going to keep talking through these. You're writing. I'm talking to spur ideas if anyone gets a block, right? So you can sort of tune me out and I'll let you know when it's important to tune me back in. Number 6, what are the emotions you feel with the above 2 lists? So for me, looking at my list, I felt regret when I was filling this out. I was actually feeling a little anger in my body, like a little like heat in my palms. I was pretty sad. Like I was like, I'm sad I didn't win the Grammy. I was dealing with some marriage stuff that made me sad. I felt some resentment, right? This is the stuff that I need to own. I need to see these emotions that a lot of time we were brought up to ignore them. Bad emotions, don't talk about them, right? But no, we really need to feel them so that we can release them. If we don't feel them, then they're just going to stick around, which we don't want. Okay. Yeah. Imposter, annoyance, humiliated, placid, defeated, hope in spite of the negative. Okay. Totally get that. Depressed. Yeah. Disconnected, worthlessness. Yeah. You are not alone. And these are not feelings that we want to consciously carry into 2024, right? Rejected, not good enough. Oh, that's a popular flavor. That's a popular one. Didn't work hard enough. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for being so vulnerable and sharing. Thank you. So let's go to the next page. Again, you can always come back here. We need to release that stuff. So these questions are going to seem redundant. That is by design. By design. Wording these in slightly different ways is going to get you really, really connected to them. And once you're connected to them, then you can say sayonara to them. Okay. So list everything you know you should release. Should is the key here. And I never like to should on things. Shoulding on yourself is a very bad thing. But in this question, we're going to say, what do you know you should release or let go of because it no longer serves you? A lot of the things that you list here may be the emotions list that you just filled out on the page before, right? For me, it was a regret. I should release that. I should release my anger. I should release that I was mad at myself. small-mindedness, a mindset of second place. Yeah, I should probably release that. Other examples are in the little quote up there: relationships, expectations, judgments, resentments, anger, shame, shoulds never serve us, right? So what are you needing to let go that you know you should let go of? Just jot those down. Now, the next one, list everything you are willing to let go of, that you are willing to release. There's a difference here. When you write this down, people, this is your declaration. This is you putting your John Hancock on the thing that you are declaring you are willing to release. You may not be willing to release the anger. You get something out of it. It charges you. It gives you passion when you're feeling low. That's okay. So we want to really be real about what are we willing to let go of. For me, I am willing to let go of the regret that I put my song in the wrong category. I'm willing to let go of all of the resentment I had inside of a relationship. I'm willing to let go of my sadness that I didn't win a Grammy. I'm willing to let go of that. It is not going to serve me moving forward. I know that. And I'm breathing into like, okay, I'm going to get rid of this. It's going to go bye-bye. Yeah. Anger, cynicism, resentment, expectancy. Ooh, that's a good one, Chuck. I love that. Negativity, codependency. That's a good one to let go of. Dreams of grandeur. Choosiness. That's, you guys, jealousy. Yes. Mindless social media scrolling. Hey, great. Love that. Don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah. Kirsten, totally think on this for a while. That's why you have a workbook. You can always come back to this for sure. What are you willing to let go of? Feeling less than you are. Beautiful. Beautiful. The last question on this page, again, feels similar, but more stuff might be coming out. We're scraping the backs. We're shining lights into the cobweb corners of our brain here. Is there anything you'd like to say goodbye to from this year? For me, what came out after writing regret and anger and all the stuff that I'm willing to let go of like 3 times in a row, I was like, oh, I'm willing to let go of collaborating with anyone I'm not 100% aligned with. Energy vampires. You know those kinds of friends and family members, right? That suck the energy out of everything. I'm willing to let go of them. And I'd like to say goodbye to them. This is, what are you ready to say goodbye to? Enmeshment, bye-bye isolation. Oh, yes, Paul. Being timid. Okay, yeah, never feeling enough. Goodbye to 2023. Yeah, just the whole year. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. Yep, love that. Comparison. Yeah. Yeah, regret. Quantity. Hello, quality. Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, bye year. Love that. Really, really great, you guys. Okay, here's what's next. We're going to step away from the worksheet, or you can take the worksheet if you don't want it, the first couple pages, but I'm grabbing a separate piece of paper and I'm writing goodbye on the top. This can be a sticky note, a full piece of paper, or the first 3 pages of this, but just know they're going to get destroyed. Okay. And write down everything that you want to say goodbye to, that you're letting go of, that you're willing to let go of. So it's like a conglomerate of everything that you've written that hasn't been serving you so far. For me, smallness, second place, being static, resentment, anger, collaborators that don't align with me. And anyone, I wrote, for real, guys, anyone that doesn't love the shit out of me. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this, but I just did. And also regret. So take a moment, write it down. It does not need to be neat. We are not keeping this. This is not a thing we want to keep around, right? We don't want to keep this around. Robin just told me in the back, and I can 100% swear. Yeah. Great. Thanks, Robin. Shanti also confirmed that. Michelle is asking for swearing. Okay, you guys got it. Got it. Write the goodbye paper. Okay. And then we're going to do something together. Oh, we are right on time. I love it when these things go on time. You guys are kicking butt here. Say ready in the chat when you've got this piece of paper ready. I'll get a couple of ideas. Okay. Here's what we're going to do with this. We're going to crumple it up. Do this with me. We're all going to stand up. If you're in a place where you can stand up, you might get a couple eyes if you're in a cafe or something. We're going to stand up. You get to see my dress. So pretty, right? I'm going to assume. Okay. So let me get myself back to me so you can see this. Okay. So we got our paper. This is everything we want to say goodbye to. We're going to drop it on the ground. You're going to stomp on it like you're doing the salsa. Okay. Oh, my dog's freaking out now. You're going to stomp on it. Are we stomping? You're like, wait, this is a physical workshop? We're stomping. And then after this workshop, you get to do one of any number of things. You can burn it. You can put it in a fireplace. You can put it in the recycling bin. You can trash it. You can bury it. You can burn it and put it in the toilet and pee on it. Like you can do whatever you want, but we want to get rid of this stuff. Like exit stage left. Goodbye. Okay. So have a plan. I'm going to burn mine and put it in the fireplace. That's what I'm going to do. Do a whole little like New Year's Eve thing, right? Stomping. So I'm going to burn it. Let me know what you're going to do. Burn it. That's everything. If you're typing on your computer, please do not stomp on your computers. Absolutely. We don't want any casualties during this workshop. So far, it's 100% success rate, survival rate, I should say. So yeah, crumple stilt skin. Badly burn, baby burn. Yep, trash or toilet. Yep. Okay. Whew. Get excited. We are moving on to the next part of this. Okay. So have a seat again. Let's put 2 feet on the ground because we got to get really grounded and centered for this work to be really effective. And just, if you want, close your eyes, take a breath in through your nose. Tells your brain that you're safe, right? When we're breathing through our mouths, it's like being chased by a tiger. When you breathe through your nose, you're actually reminding your body, oh, I'm safe. Anxiety will go away, all that stuff. So let's get nice and centered. Do that one more time. All right, we are stepping into the imagine. So I'm going to go back to my slides here. This page is not about how to get things done. It's not about, do you have enough money to do it, enough time? This is not a planning page. This is a allow yourself to dream page. Just dream. Okay. So first question here is, what would you like to keep the same next year? We did all these things right. Like page 1 of the workbook, we have all these things that went well. So what's working? Jot down a couple things that worked. For me, I had some great affiliate partners. I met some really great people at a choral conference that I ended up getting signed to a publisher. My retreat, Amplimansion. Isn't that cute? We go to a mansion. It's for amplifiers. It was amazing, right? So what's working? What do you want to bring into next year? Whether you want to continue something, a habit, a lifestyle, or you want to repeat something, do it again, but do it better, scale it. What would you like to keep? You can share in the chat too if you want. Motorcycle rides. Yes. New friends of like faith, consistency in social media posting. Ooh, you got consistent. That's awesome. Music teaching. That worked. Love that. Creating, teaching, daily exercise. Yes. Oh, and sauna. Okay. Sound like Amplimansion people. Love it. You can keep adding to this list, right? Let's go on to the second one. What will be different? Will be different. So for me, I want to be a little more mindful in my collaborations, and I want to scale. So bigger results. So I'm changing the location of my retreat that more people can come. Instead of working with quartets, I'm looking to do some orchestrations for full orchestras, sort of grow it, right? That's going to be different, right? I'm not talking about eliminating. We're not saying goodbye. We're just shifting. What do we want to take but shift? Shifting exercise, Canada workshop tour, daily walks, teaching. Yeah, love this. Great. All right, next thing. What's something you've dreamed of achieving for your career? Do not let the voices of, I don't have time, I'm not big enough, I'm not good enough, whatever they are, don't let them pop in here. We are just dreaming. For me, it's win a Grammy. Right? I've got a couple others too. Like what's some dream? What's a dream? A million followers, playing an arena. Just let yourself, what's some big dream that's totally aligned with where your career would go in a perfect world? What is that? Release a hit song, make a profit from an album, do a concert on Mars. I mean, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. A Grammy or a Tony? Yes. Release a song with a label, a whammy. Love it. Fill up a venue. Yeah, just for you. Absolutely. Yeah, these are beautiful dreams. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No judgment here. No judgment. All right, we're getting. Ooh, my candle just exploded. That's not good. I had a candle over here just for a good vibe. Oh, you know what? It exploded. It exploded my lighter because it was too close to it. Did you all hear that? Ooh, it's like lighter fluid popping on me. Wow, you guys are like electric over here. That's so crazy. We're just going to put that in the trash. That's so crazy. That's you guys. I like know it. Explosive. Oh, I'm totally fine. It was just a little like lighter thing and it was close. I think it was like on the shelf just above the candle and burned. I'm good. Thank you, everybody. That is not a coincidence. I love it when like weird woo-woo stuff like that happens. All right, so we are into this Imagine, page 2. Here we go. What is your ideal lifestyle? For me, I wrote flexible. I love flexible. Flexible to me is freedom. Freedom is like everything for me. Traveling in luxury. I'm a snobby traveler, y'all. I'm a snobby traveler. Giving back. Peaceful, creative. Those are words that come to mind when I'm asked, what is your ideal lifestyle? So just jot down some words, whatever comes to mind. Again, we're not getting too specific with the how. We're still in a sort of nebulous dreaming, imagining mode, okay? We don't often do this as musicians because we're kind of on to the next gig and the next thing and making the money and like, you know, we're a little short-sighted. So this is a chance to zoom out for a second with no consequence, just to find some words, to let yourself imagine to what does it feel like, right? What's your ideal lifestyle? Make some friends, get a residency. I did say, Eric, this workshop would ignite your careers because it's too literal. Live near the beach. I love that. Efficient production. Flexibility, secure, confident. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing all your words because you never know what word of yours is like going to land for someone else. And then they're going to have this whole thing open up because you were generous with your sharing. So thank you. Make friends, residencies, record for yourself. Snobby Travelers Unite. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, what's stopping you from having that lifestyle right now? Just off the top of your head, what do you think's stopping you? For me, I think I need a new body of work. I think I need to grow my team. I think I need a little tweakity tweaks of the mindset. I always work with a coach, and that is something I'm starting to look at. And I think I'm going to jump ahead and spoiler alert, the next question. So I'll stop there. But those are some things that I think are stopping me. If you were to take a guess, what do you think is stopping you? Spoiler alert, it's not more time, more money. Half of you are like, I was just about to type that. It's not more time, more money that's stopping you. Having to do everything yourself. Yeah. Needing to some therapy and mindset adjustments. Absolutely. Myself is stopping me. Yeah. Most likely true for all of us. My head. Yeah. My head. Need to meet more people. Yeah. Yeah. Discipline, ability to focus. Yep. Think about systems here. So for this next question, is there anything missing that could assist you in attaining that lifestyle? Think about systems. So if you say, I don't have focus or discipline, there's a system missing, probably a task management calendar system. For me, I think there's energy work to be done. I've been holding a lot of stuff in my body. I'm very intellectual with my transformation, with my personal development. And that's something over the past couple of years I've been dropping into my body. Sometimes there's a marketing system. Maybe it's a communication system. Are you in touch with your fans? Are you emailing them? Like, what's the thing, right? Subconscious blocks. Oh my God, you guys. Yeah, Robin's right. This chat is on fire. Recognizing fruitful opportunities. Yeah. Sometimes we recognize them, but opportunities were not something that we got a lot when we were a kid. So what was normal was no opportunity. So when we see an opportunity, our system is like, oh, that's not familiar. That's not comfort. That's not our comfort zone. So I'm going to somehow self-sabotage that opportunity. That's what self-sabotage is, by the way. Our nervous system's trying to get us back to what we knew, whether it was chaos, anxiety, being hypervigilant and always having to watch out, or people pleasing, right? If that got normalized, then our nervous system subconsciously is going to want to stay in that normalization zone. Oh, you guys are getting deep. I wasn't going to go this deep with you, but you are here for it. Imposter syndrome. Yep. Blinders for some goals. Missing unexpected things. Yeah, you guys. Yes. One thing that is big for me is accountability. And I was the lone wolf of all lone wolves. Like, the system that I didn't think I needed was a system that included somebody else. I can do this on my own. I have the skills. I'm techie. Right? And sometimes when we're on a budget, we have to learn those things and we have to do them on our own. Right? So that's one of the reasons why I created Amplify. I want you to sit in this ideal lifestyle. We are ahead of time. This is so awesome. We're going to have a lot of time to dig into the actual goals that will get you to that lifestyle and work backwards to, like, what's the thing you have to do next week and in January. We're going to create that plan and the word of the year. And for right now, because I've been mentioning it, I'm going to share what Amplify is, because I think you all are ready for it. I have this like extra set of slides and I was like, maybe we'll get into it, but you are kind of in the conversation. So we're going to take like 5 minutes. You guys cool? It's like a little brain break. I'm just going to like sit and listen. I'm going to share with and my amplifiers. You can like confirm or deny in the chat the things I say. Like, wait, that's not true. That doesn't happen. Or that totally happens. So I want to just share a little bit about what Amplify is. But you know what? Yeah, let's go into Amplify. So this is the monthly coaching mastermind for career musicians. I'm going to just share the slides so you can like see the whole thing and not my face. The reason I'm sharing about this now is because we are in this like very high vibe workshop. And we're acknowledging that this stuff is real, right? That there are systems that can help us get this lifestyle that we want. So this is the resource that I created to help musicians do just that. It was something I was looking for 9 years ago that did not exist. I didn't need like a marketing membership. I didn't need like $1,000 a month, like, coaching mastermindy thing. I was like, what is something that is affordable, that is going to provide a lot of value ongoing, that doesn't make me feel like I'm behind. I hate taking online courses. I'm not an online course person, you guys. Even though I create them, I always feel behind. I'm a book course person. Like, I need a binder. So this was that. Couple things that are inside of Amplify. It's not a course, it's more of a community where you get coaching from me. So I like to say it's a one-stop resource to achieve your music career goals through live coaching and community support. Kind of like what we're doing here. You feel the energy when someone else is sharing their win, right? It's a real thing. Wins beget wins, yours or other people's. It doesn't actually matter. Your body can't tell the difference when you're excited about someone's win, whether it's yours or someone else's. It's like a virtual summer camp for making your goals a reality. So this is what it includes. There's bi-monthly, twice a month community calls. These are coaching calls. We do hot seat coaching. First and last week of the month, we change the days and times to accommodate everyone in different time zones. We've got Power Up Pods. These are small accountability groups that are kind of magic. If you're in a Power Up Pod and you love your pod, please tell me. It's like, yeah, sometimes we have Power Up Pod. Oh, they're called PUPs, by the way, PUP, right? We have PUP Olympics. So fun. We also have these semesterly productivity days called MADE days, MADE, most awesome day ever. We're literally on a video call from 9 to 5, and it's a guided productivity day. Like you get so much done. I get so much done in even just guiding it. Then we have our community. There's a good chat going there. We have a marketplace. We answer each other's questions. We share victories. We share resources. It's kind of like, we shout out our new releases. It's great. It's overwhelming. Like there's so much positive stuff going on here, but we also have deep dive modules on very specific topics like goal setting, branding, money making, team building, marketing, wellness. And so we take a holistic kind of complete approach in Amplify. Sometimes when someone's in their hot seat, we're talking about their Spotify strategy or their marketing plan. And sometimes we're resolving an old traumatic memory or limiting belief that's getting in the way from what they really want. So sometimes it's that surface level marketing stuff, and sometimes it's a lot deeper. We also have the archives. I've been recording these calls for 9 years. So you have access to every call and they're searchable by keyword, which is super cool. So like if you're touring, you can go back and find those episodes where we talk about touring. Very cool. We had a call recently where someone was wanting to tour, and by the time the call was over, she had like 20 people who were like, come stay with me, come stay with me. I have a venue can play it. I have a venue can play it. Like her tour was booked in like 3 hours. Very cool. We have exclusive Spotify playlists. So as soon as you join, you get put on a Spotify playlist. We boost our own streams. And then we have amazing industry guests and discounts. It's cool. It's very easy to process. It's super easy and accessible to access in your portal. It's built on the musician success cycle. We're actually going to do some success cycle work with our goals. So I'll get into this a little bit more, but this is the framework that allows you to get more done to achieve the goal faster and with less overwhelm. You pick a goal and then you go through these phases in order. You are learning and determining what you need to do. You then create the thing, whether it's a record or an email series. Then you lay the foundations. You do the admin work, right? The techie stuff. A lot of musicians like to skip phase 3. Then you go into the pitching and promotion when you're actually ready. A lot of people like to create the album, release the album. They go from 2 to 4 to 2 to 4, and they're wondering why they're not seeing results. This solves that. And then phase 5 is monetizing and fulfilling on the work you just did. And then you go back to the beginning and you do it again. So some of us are in the 5th cycle of our career. Some of us are in the 30th, right? You keep building on the previous cycle and learning more. And it's a really, really, really cool framework that is very freeing. Oh my gosh, Judy, you're amazing. Michelle, I love you guys. So this is the Amplify process. We figure out your goal and then we go through and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I coach you to get there. And you have all these resources. If you're like, hey, I need to do this, but I don't know how to, we've got you. If we don't have it in Amplify, I know where to point you to. So that is very cool. In the way, when you're on your own, fears, overwhelm, doubt, limiting beliefs, all that stuff gets in the way of your goals. That's why people don't achieve their goals, because of these things. So we just apply all that stuff on top of those and get rid of those things. And then boom, there you are at your goal. We love it. So I made this. So it's by musicians. It's not by a marketer. It's not by someone who had success 45 years ago and is like trying to teach us. This is like, I'm in this right now. This picture was 8 months ago, what day is it? Who knows? This year, right? So I'm doing all this stuff. I've got my thumb on the pulse of what's working, what's not. And I document all of it for amplifiers that like, I live for this group. I really do, you guys. I'm kind of a dork about it. So members have doubled their income. They've sold out highly profitable tours, have 6-figure streaming numbers, performances at legendary venues like the Metropolitan Museum of Art. They've sold out courses and memberships, and they are leading edge teaching studios. Like we have an incredible community here and we're always learning from each other. It's very cool. So listen, I'm closing the doors. I always close the doors at some point. I'm closing them New Year's Eve. So if you want to get in, annual gets you my $900 course, Rock Your Email List, which is the ultimate course to build, grow, and monetize an email list. It is start to finish the best course, and I think the only course for creating an email list for musicians. But it's applicable to anyone. And anyone that joins Amplify, whether you're the monthly or the annual, gets the perfect pitch, which is a very quick 8-step, easy to implement process to optimize your pitches and get a yes. This is literally what Robin used to pitch me to be my intern. I was like, oh my God, he's using my pitch, my perfect pitch against me, but it worked. And here we are 3 years later. So that's fun. So this is how I break down some of these things I've spent money on. Like these are literal actual things I've spent money on. It says yearly, but some of this is monthly. Like a PR strategist, like honestly, I think it's like $3,000 a month minimum. Personal development training, which I do every few months, I'm doing one around $1,000. Continuing industry education. This is like if you go to a conference, like if you're traveling, it's $850 minimum for hotels and the conference pass. Playlist campaigns, like playlist push and stuff. It's like most of them have minimums between $200 and $500. One-on-one career coaching, if you work with me, I'm like around $700 to $900 for just a couple calls. Mindset money training, like there's so many programs out there, and I've never seen any for less than $350. Community support, I'm in a coaching community, and it's like $1,000. It's like way more than 200. But anyway, yearly you could be spending like $6,000 to get all of this stuff that I put into Amplify. But right now it's $399. So that's what you get when you sign up for annual, and you get locked in this price. It's normally $499, but between now and New Year's Eve, it's $399. So Robin's going to put a link to the checkout page if you're interested. Yeah, you can go to indakey.co/getamplify. I do think that y'all are ready. So I'm just going to put this little like ticker here and just show you that that's the link here. Oh, if you sign up for the annual today, I forgot about this. The microphone I'm using, y'all, and this whole system is from Focusrite, and I have a deal with them. They're going to mail you this entire bundle microphone. It's a condenser mic. It's awesome. I mean, you can tell me if you think I sound awesome. I think I sound awesome. Interface and the most comfortable headphones. I have 8 pairs of headphones. These are my favorite. If you enroll in Amplify Annual tonight, I'm going to enter you into a giveaway, and I'll randomly choose one person, and you'll get this in the mail like in a week. So that's fun, right? So now I want to apply this Amplify process to you. But I know that I skipped a slide a million slides ago, so we're going to go back. Boop, 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 boop. I'm going to have to see all that again. To the create page. Okay, you survived hearing about Amplify. Yeah. You sound awesome. Jan, thank you. I appreciate that. I think I sound awesome too. All right. Oh, let me get my face back on here so I can like show you this. These, they're so comfortable. They're so comfortable. Just saying. All right. Let's get you back into creating. So this is why I wanted to break there, because a few pages ago, we released what's not serving you. So the big thing here, the big takeaway, I'll make that a little bit bigger. Let's hide that ticker. The universe hates a vacuum, meaning when you take mass out of something, if you're not intentional about putting something in its place, the same old mass is going to come back. So all that stuff you released that you stomped on, that you blew up my candle with, I felt the power of everyone releasing all that stuff, right? If we don't get really intentional on what we're going to create right here and stick with it, all that crap is going to come back. Okay. So what do you want to take its place? So right here, specifically, this could be results, but it can also be like, I want to bring in love. Like I want to bring in love into my marriage again in a new way. This is what I wrote when I did it this morning. I want to let my genius shine. I want to let my genius take up that space, right? I want to meet new musicians like you, maybe an Amplify, right? I want to meet my new fans, right? That's who I want to bring in. That's what I want to bring into the place that I just cleared out. Okay. So write down what do you want to take its place? You've got all this space now. What do you want to take? Oh my God, you amplifiers. I freaking love you. I really do. My God. Bye, Karina. You can watch the replay. Okay. So what habits would you like to create? This is an interesting question. What habits do you want to create? We do something in the Ampla Mansion retreat. Oh, pause. Ampla Mansion is the retreat that is for amplifiers, but it's open to the public in the key.co/retreat. And when you sign up for the retreat, it's in May, you get Amplify for the year. The Amplify retreat, my signature success retreat, is in early bird pricing. And if you sign up before January 15th, you get entered into a different drawing to be my +1 at the Grammys this year in Los Angeles. Robin will put that link in the chat. I just had to say that. I forgot to mention that when I was talking about Amplify. You get access to that retreat. Okay. But in the retreat, let's go back to this. In the retreat, we do this thing called stop, start, modify around habits. So think about, if you can't think of like, what habits do you want to create? Are there any that you want to stop? So you want to create an alternate habit, right? Like I want to stop scrolling at night is a stop. So the habit that you're starting would be what? To read, to talk, to do something, like you have to do something else, right? You have to put something else in its place. Consistently work out is one of mine. Like I can go 7 days a week and then I'll do like 1 day a week. So I want to get consistent, like 3 or 4 days a week. And I want to read 30 minutes a day. Stop, start, or modify, meaning you can also modify. Like maybe you want to drink less, or maybe you just want to modify your phone usage, right? So you can think about habits that way, that they're often they're a behavior. Habits are a behavior. Once they become ingrained, they become routine. Once you have the routine down, then it becomes lifestyle. I'm 6 years into meditating every single day for a minimum of 5 minutes straight. I have not missed a single day. I track it on an app. It's like a couple thousand days. Something is weird and off if I like get rushed out of bed and like can't, like I will always find time to meditate because it's just part of my lifestyle. I don't need the willpower of a habit. So we want to look at what are our habits, because once we have good habits, they turn into our lifestyle. Got it? So what habits do we want to create? Let's see. Stop worrying about geopolitics. Yeah. Yeah. Stop scrolling. Totally. Okay. How will you support yourself when faced with negative people, circumstances, or feelings? Like, let's be real. Life happens. People will be people. We cannot control what other people do, but we can control what we do in the face of them. But how can you support yourself so we don't have knee-jerk reactions, right? So for me, I ground myself, which meditate. And sometimes that's middle of the day, like sort of imagine some, connection to the earth. That really helps me. I'm starting to talk to my husband more. That also creates connection, which is great. And like use that person in my life as an outlet. Breathing through my nose. Again, we talked about that earlier. It's a really, really good biological way to communicate to the brain that everything's okay. And I turn to my coach and membership that I'm a member of, that I pay for. That was why I was going to talk about Amplify now, but we jumped the gun there. So what are ways that you can support yourself, right? What else? Those are my examples. What are yours? What are yours? Just take a nap. Yeah, taking a nap. So nice. We love a good nap. We do, people. Affirmations. Yes. Yes, Mariam Saba. I love affirmations. Grounding, journaling. Journaling is a great one. I've had a hard time being like a journaler, but I've been doing more of it. Post-it notes on your mirror. I love it. Yeah, recovery. Don't pick up the phone. Yeah, being mindful about like, okay, I'm gonna not do that thing. Yeah, therapy, beautiful. Connecting with friends. Yep, so great. I'm gonna jump ahead now that we went through Amplify. You should join it. La la la. You should join it. You should join. Okay, so beautiful people. Beautiful. So where we are. Oh, we are so ahead of time. I love it. Where we are is we have acknowledged the stuff that happened this year, the good and the bad. We acknowledge the emotions we have around the bad, and we have released them, causing an explosion in my room. Quite literally. Thank you, everybody. Okay. We've done some imagining. So we're sort of like, oh, what's possible? And now we're getting into the how do we bring this into something tangible, right? So this is the Amplify process. Here we go. We're moving on to the next page here. Moving on to the next page. On the left column here, you're going to list your top goals for next year. So these are specific now. So these are not just like, I want to feel happy. No. That's the imagine page. We are now in the create page, meaning we have to see something show up, right? Create is different than imagine. In Amplify, we call this a champagne win, meaning, and for some people, it's a chocolate win or a whiskey win or shoe shopping win, but I call it a champagne win because it's the idea that when you say this goal out loud to someone, everyone knows when you hit it, such that they break out the champagne, you know? So that means it's specific. If you know about marketing, it's like a SMART goal, SMART, like specific, measurable, attainable, blah, blah, blah. Usually there's a number involved and or a by when. For example, saying I want more followers on Spotify is not a champagne win. But to say I want 1,000 new followers by June 1st, game on. The thing about this is we can then look at whether or not you hit it. Some people are afraid to say things because they're scared of the disappointment if they don't hit the goal. Essentially, they're saying that they're scared of their own feelings, right? Like I'm not even going to set a goal because I'm afraid of my own potential disappointment. That's how we sabotage ourselves. So when you get specific, like, yeah, you may not get it, but we'll look at, okay, how close did we get? What did we work that worked? What worked that worked? What was the work that worked? There we go. What was the work that didn't work, that we didn't have to do, that didn't make a difference? This is how we optimize our lives. This is how we expand and grow, right? So a couple of mine, as you guys, I'm just talking while you fill this out, right? I want to create 5 different bodies of work. I have various ideas of what those are, and I would like to submit one of them to the Recording Academy. I'd like to have a full retreat again for Ample Mansion in May. I think that's a very specific goal. And there's a by when. It's 20 people, right? It's very specific. You can come back to these. You can add to these. But these are the ones that are like, oh, this is not the tail end. We are halfway through. This is a 2-hour workshop. It will probably end early, but we are going, right? We are going. Pick the goals that are going to light you up, not the ones that you think you should do. These are champagne wins. Like you would be so psyched that this thing happened that you broke out champagne, right? That's why we call it a champagne win. I don't love the word goal, but it's such a universal word. That's why I'm using it in this workshop. Get it? Cool. All right. Second column, for each goal, you're going to have to take one baby step to move forward directly towards it. Write that baby step. What is one action you can take in January, this January, that will directly move you towards this goal? So if your goal is, let's use the 1,000 new followers on Spotify, the next action you're going to take is probably not reaching out to venue promoters, right? That may indirectly help, right? You get a lot of people at your show and then you tell them your link or they follow you or they get on your email list and then you can promote to them, right? But that's so indirect. I want the direct very next baby step. So if you're like, I want to come out with a new EP, is it writing lyric? Is it turning the computer on and opening Logic? Like it can be very simple. Like what's something that you just have to do, right? The very next thing. Cool. So write that for each of these goals. Definitely have between 1 and 5, 1 and 7 goals, 2 and 7. If you're getting more and more goals, then I would say more than 5, you're probably getting into to-do list territory. We really want to distinguish the champagne win from the to-do list and tasks that you think you should be doing. So just make sure that you're creating the baby step for the champagne win, for the goal. Cool. Everyone clear? Everyone clear? Good, 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 good. Yeah. More time in the studio. Very nebulous. How much time does that mean? We can't figure out what's working and what's not. So right now, do you spend 1 hour a week, but you'd like to be spending 10? We've got to do 9 times work to get there. Or is it 1 hour a week and you'd like to be spending 2? We're halfway there, right? Like we want to get really specific. When you see the word more in one of your goals, you know that you're not specific enough and you're avoiding something. Right? So define that for yourself. You can always change this later. You guys, this is your game. You can change the rules anytime you want. We just got to put something down. There is a statistic that has been proven over and over and over again that when someone shares a goal with someone else, writes it down, you are 56% more likely to get that goal. That is like just by writing it down 56%, like that is some good statistics. Like I'm writing down all my goals all the time. Like you can just like lean back and just keep writing it and then it's just going to happen. That's why we talk about goals a lot in Amplify. Every month, the first week, we talk about our goals. And then at the end of the month, we're like, how do we do? And we do a little data check, right? We take the emotion out when we're looking at it like data. There's no like, oh, it's bad, wrong, I failed. Like we can just look at it like information, which is what it is. Cool. Create 3 email series for new signups. Wendy, so specific. I love that. By when? By when? Edit the mistakes out of my published book. They horrify me. Stephen, I get that. Yeah. We want to get the horrors out. Let's leave the horror part and just do the editing. Yeah. Release the recorded songs 1 month at a time, starting with the end of January. Shanti, love that. Love it, love it, love it. Cool. So release songs 1 at a time. What's the next step? So like, what do you have to do? Do you have to upload the song? Do you still need it mastered? Like, what's the next step for you that you can do? That's what's going on the right-hand column. Like, okay, I need to upload to CD Baby or whatever your distributor is and fill out the form there. Like, get really specific. Here's why. I'm gonna come out of here for a second. Here's why we want these to be specific. Because you're going to put them in your calendar. If you use a calendar, for a very small population of humans, calendars don't work. But in my experience, the people that are masters of their schedules are the ones that live big lives. So instead of having a very messy to-do list, anytime I think of something to do, it goes into my calendar as an event. And I don't need to think about it until Friday, 2:00 when the thing shows up. Right? And my calendar. And I have a relationship with my calendar such that when that thing comes up, I trust the past version of me that put it in the calendar in the first place. And so I do it, right? Even if I don't feel like it, I don't run my business on my feelings, right? I acknowledge them and honor them. And I have structures in place to support me when things like feelings are not supportive, not as supportive, right? So all of these little things that you just came up with, let's put them in the calendar. And some of them might not go in the calendar for January. Some of them might be like for June, right? It depends on where you are in the musician success cycle, which this is not the workshop to talk about what those 5 phases are in depth, but I do have the link. Robin, if you want to put in the cycle link, if you're not already in the portal, when you log into inthekeyofsuccess.com, the success cycle is a free little mini course, and it's so empowering to know exactly where you are. And this is how you decide, where am I right now, energetically, creatively, admin, promotion, like, am I sort of putting stuff out there, or am I like figuring out what I want to be doing? Look at your tasks that you have to do. If you have like a promotion task, which is phase 4, but you're actually in creation mode, what a relief. You don't have to do that until you get to phase 4, right? There's such a release of overwhelm when you know what phase you're in. So I definitely want everyone to make sure that they have that first and foremost. So Robin, yeah, if you want to, it's inthekey.co/cycle, I think, to finish that sign up. Yeah, love all these. Oh my goodness. Love all of these. So good. Okay. We're going to go on. We're almost done here. We're getting to the fun stuff. I mean, this is all fun stuff, right? We want to feel it. So this is something, I know this is not in the workbook, you guys, this page. So I'm not a teacher, but I like saying this. Pencils down for just a second. So for those of you who are like writing and filling in all this stuff, just like pause, come back to me. Come back to me. So this is something that is missing a lot from people when we get into planning mode. We go into go mode and it's all up here in our head. But what we need to do is align all of the frequencies and the electric stuff that's happening in the brain with the same stuff that's happening in the heart. So we have to prime the body to be ready to receive what life is trying to pour in. So a lot of people talk about gratitude, right? Access to feel the thing before it happens is what I call gratitude growth. Gratitude, like I'm grateful for food and my health and my family. Like it can feel a little trite, and sometimes it doesn't feel like anything. But there's a lot of proof and evidence and research that shows that gratitude is the source of manifesting, aka pulling in the things that you want. So I've been looking at like, why isn't gratitude like kind of enough for me? And it's because it's missing this growth part. So gratitude growth is sitting in the idea that I'm going to do this work from the context of it's done, meaning I'm just going to use the 1,000 followers on Spotify example. So if I just let myself sit down and feel like maybe this morning I logged in and I saw I had my 1,001 person following me on Spotify. Like I hit it. I hit the goal. 1,000 people are following me. That was my goal. What does that feel like? And like, where does it like tingle or light up? Like usually for me, when I can picture something, it's around my heart. So I want you to pick one goal from the previous page, left column, just one. I want you to sit just for 1 second, or this is the only like kind of woo-woo thing we're doing. So y'all can like be with me with the woo. Okay. If you can, close your eyes. Just think about this one goal and think about it the day that it happens. This might be hard. Like imagine that it's already done. Where do you feel it in your body? Is it in your heart? Is it in your shoulders? Is it tingling in your hands? As soon as you identify where it is, keep your eyes closed and just breathe into it. How can you expand it by 3%? Make it feel 3% bigger, warmer, lighter, whatever the sensation is. How can you increase it 3%? Let it in 3% more. How do we do that? Okay, you can open your eyes and you can breathe. This is what ideally you're doing this like every day. You're imagining the thing that you're going for before you sit down and do the grunt work for it, getting really present to what does it feel like to be done? Because then we're just working. It's like, okay, it's already done. I just got to do the work for it. It takes out the pressure that we put on ourselves to get these big results, right? We make small moves and every day we just expand a little, expand a little, expand a little, coming from the place of it's already done. Okay, you with me? Onwards. Word of the year. Some of you come to this workshop just for this. Cool. So notice that the links that are being put in on YouTube on the chat here that are coming from my name, we had to put spaces in because YouTube has been blocking all of them. So Robin's going to be putting them in. Just know that you have to take the spaces out here. So I know we've been talking about links and apparently YouTube has been blocking them. So Robin's going to plunk in a whole bunch of them. It's going to be coming from my name, I think. And you're just going to have to take them and either type them in or, you're smart. You'll figure it out. No spaces in the links though. Okay. So we're going to go through this process. We're not just going to pick a word out of thin air. So do this work with me. This word inspires me all 12 months. This is not like I have a word of the year and then you forget it by like January 15th. I literally take actions because I remind myself who this word is. I create a background on my phone with it. It's really a compass for the entire year. And I want that for you. So the first thing we're going to look at, these three icons on the left here, and let me get rid of myself here so you can see this. The three icons on the left are categorize yourself. Are you feeling just energetically, like, are you in a building year where you're setting foundations, little brick thing up there? Are you in this one right here? Are you in a growing year where it's like, okay, now we're doing the work. We're like, here we go. Like this is where I am. I feel like I'm in like, okay, I've laid some foundations and now I'm ready to scale. Or are you in like, all right, I built the thing and now it's time to get it out there. It's a little reminiscent of the success cycle, right? But it's sort of a bigger zoomed out feeling. Okay. So just figure out, okay, which one? Write this down. Write these words down, because what we're going to do right now is we're just going to write a bunch of words. And as you write, something's going to pop for you. I promise. We're not trying to think and force a word. It's already out there. We just need to discover it. Okay. Second question, are big changes coming your way? They may not be. You might have just had a crazy ass year and all the changes already came. And now you're like, all right, I need to settle in. Like I just moved, or, whatever. I feel big changes are coming. So I said, yes, big changes are coming. So if so, what words are going to help you get through the changes? If you're not in a big change year, what words are going to help you maintain where you are and work through what you're working through? So for me, words that will help me or remind me of what I'm working through are release, love, receive, believe, authority, own it, things like that, phrases like that. So just jot down whatever comes to mind here. What are words that are going to help you get through what's coming? Feel free to share your words in the chat here. Well, you'll be exhausted if you're all three. You're most likely not all three. Kat, definitely go through the musician success cycle. It will clear up this stuff for you for sure. Oh, hey, Robin, the retreat link works. That's cool. Relentless. Yeah, resilience. Great. The links are now working. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my goodness. Flow. Oh, I love that word. It's such a beautiful word. Yeah, flow will help you get through it. Absolutely. So now this third question may be the most important and maybe where your word pops out, but write down every word that comes to mind without thinking too hard. My analytical folks, please let your brains rest and just write from the heart here. Who do you need to be to achieve the goals you created? What characteristics, in other words, what characteristics does the person who already achieved all of those goals possess? I wrote down they're an authority, they're unmessable with, they're graceful, they're confident, they hustle, but they're balanced, they're vigilant. So listen, when I wrote down vigilant, I was like, ooh, I love that word. So I looked it up and it said keeping watch for danger. So you want to look up if a word lights you up, because I don't want to have such a negative definition associated with my word. I just don't want that in my vocabulary frequency. So I looked in the thesaurus, which is something you can do. And I looked up what other words are there for vigilant, and diligence and tenacity showed up. And I looked up the definition for tenacity, and it is the quality of being able to grip something firmly, being very determined. All right. Tenacity. All right. So if you're still kind of like, I don't know what the word is yet, sit with this for a hot second. But a couple other things you can think about are in question 4 here. Are you gravitating towards an action word or a passive word, right? Like a passive word could be like partner or divine. An active word can be like focus or persevere. A verb or a noun, right? So again, shine or create is a verb, and the noun can be like warrior, partner. Is it something do you want something to motivate you, or something to remind you of who you want to be and who you want to step into? Or is it something that you want to describe yourself, like warrior or steadfast or fearless, right? Ideally, this isn't a mantra. You can have a short phrase, but you want this to be so bite-sized that you can access it at any time. Does that make sense? Tenacity, showing up, shine. Love that. Love that. Love that. Steadiness. Yeah. Strong, determined, fearless, go-getter, confident, constant vigilance. Oh my God, Helen, I was just listening to the audiobook of that. I think it's book 4, constant vigilance. Maybe that's why that came up, because I literally was listening it on an 8-hour ride in the rain home the other day. Lots of adjectives are showing up for Michelle. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Commit. I love that, Bridget. Connect, act, curious, believe. Yeah. So once you get a group of words, see what are the common denominators in these words? Trust. Ooh, Stephanie, I love that. What are the common denominators? We're all Mad Eye Moody fans here. Yeah. Aligned. I love that. Expand, become. Yeah. Serenity. Ooh, beautiful. Catherine, I love that. I love that one. Yeah. Clarity. Yeah. Sometimes a word keeps popping in. And it's kind of like tap, tap, tap. And if it's like you love the meaning of it or you like something about it, but it's not the word yet, head to the thesaurus. Right you go. Right over to the thesaurus. And there might be something else that's a little closer, that's a little more unique, that lights you up a little bit or isn't associated with something. Calm, confident, self-assured. Yeah, these are great, guys. Decluttered. Yeah, Kirsten, head to this thesaurus. Great. Believe in magic. I love this. Love this. Release, trust, rest, produce. So I love this. I'm gonna keep giving people a minute here because this really is where we get to. This is the compass. Think about your goals and the lifestyle that you created. What word aligns with them? This isn't an out of the blue word that just like sounds cool, right? This is designed to be the one word accumulation of the work we just did that will keep you focused on bringing in the new stuff, keeping the old stuff released, right? The stuff that we exploded and stomped on, right? But I love this, what was it? Rest, produce, cat, that idea. This is something that I talk about with my one-on-one coaching clients and in Amplify often, which is I am never interested in being productive. I'm never interested in being busy, right? Busy is the worst. I'm less interested in being productive. What I'm most interested in is being effective. So effective means that maybe I take a nap in the afternoon so that I can produce something later that needs to get created, right? If I'm only trying to be productive, I always have to be making. Production means making something, right? Making something doesn't allow a lot of room for the rest. So you can be effective, get things done, and have a ton of time free, have a ton of that. I only work Tuesdays through Thursdays. You guys, I only do calls and schedule things Tuesdays through Thursdays. Today is an exception because I don't consider this work. Right? Effective might be the word. Yeah. So really, really interesting. And this is a perfect thing. So moving on to the next slide, the fine lines. This is a fine line conversation. So let's skip to the bottom of this slide. So I say this is my lots more slide where I can get into probably another 2-hour workshop for every one of these bullet points. And I don't want to leave you hanging with like, I have a word and now I have a goal and I have the next baby steps, but then what, right? So I said this in the beginning, stress in any area of life is most likely an indication that there is a system down or a system is not existent. So I'll talk about systems in a second, actually, because I want to finish this fine line thought. So the second bullet point at the bottom there, when to rest and when to hustle. This is where I like to bring in effectiveness. Am I being effective and efficient? Right? In my life. And effective means, am I effective for what? Right? Like for my goal, y'all, for the champagne win. Like if you set a very clear champagne win, anything else you're doing is shiny object syndrome, which is like one of the most common procrastinator tools I see musicians use. They're like, oh, there's this new tool out. Oh, there's this thing here. I'm going to go work down that. Instead of being like, here's what I want, really. Here's what I know I want. So when do you rest? When do you hustle? How do you find that fine line in between? I don't like the word balance so much. I think it implies equality, that there needs to be equal of this and equal of that. And I don't think that is necessarily true, especially given we go in and out of seasons in our life. So when to expand versus when to clear. So this is kind of what we're doing on this call. There's the idea that we have a bucket, and sometimes I don't know, some of you might have just gotten back from being with family and that might have really filled your bucket up, meaning like there's a little bit of stress. You kind of feel like you're tapped out. You have maybe your patients are a little less than great than normal. what there is to do when the bucket gets filled up is one of two things. You grow a bigger bucket by creating systems, getting accountability, getting better with your calendar, blah, 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 right? Or dump out what's in the bucket, clear what's in the bucket. I had a very good friend of mine who's a therapist tell me that I'm really, really good at building a bigger bucket and getting really good at systems and adding on and making a bigger bucket. And she's like, at some point you got to dump some of that shit out. You just got to dump it out. And that really made me shift what I do in my meditations, and started doing anger burns and anger releases, not unlike the stomping fire thing that we did earlier, minus the explosions. Again, there's a fine line. When is what called for? Again, this is stuff that I coach on, and we cover all this in Amplify. And then last thing, when to keep working and when to call it. Who are my perfectionists who are like, I can't finish this yet. It's not ready to go. I have to tweak the cowbell one more time. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. So my perfectionists, this is a fine line. How do we know when to keep working? And here's the thing, not just on the mix or on that email, but on the relationship, or when to call it, when to leave, right? So this is all like listening to your intuition. This is being very masterful at a pros and cons list, right? This is decision-making 101 right here. So this is stuff I would like to go into, lots more. This is the lots more slide, but I'm not going to. So let's talk about systems really fast. Systems are the things that are going to support you getting the goals and the lifestyle that you just wrote about, that you just declared to between 100 and 150 people that were on this, that you want. The systems are the thing that are going to have you successful. I'm obsessed with systems. Email systems. That can mean the platform, the tech, everything that comes with the system. Content management. What am I creating? For whom? How am I creating it? Am I haphazardly creating it? Are there folders? Are there places for it to go? How's it labeled? All of that. Task management. By the way, task management is just a calendar system. Okay. Becoming masterful at a calendar takes something, and I dive deep in Amplify into calendar stuff. And this is where you become effective. I'll just ask you guys this. Is your calendar yours? What? What do you mean, Cheryl? Of course it's mine. No one else has access to it unless your job does. But no, what I mean is, do you use your calendar for your coffee dates, your dentist appointments, and when you need to bring your car in for an oil change? Because that's great. Like, yes, absolutely. But if you're not using it to get things done that matter to you, and all of your stuff gets done in between the stuff that everyone else needs, like take the kids to the soccer, take the right? It's not your calendar. It's someone else's. It's not your life. It's where we get exhausted. We're trying to fit our own life into what should be our schedule. So take back the calendar. Put in tasks. When you think of something to do, don't put it on a to-do list that's going to get buried and stress you out. Put it into your calendar. You're going to start to see time open up. It's magical how this works. If you take one thing away from this whole workshop, take that. I know some of you have tried this. My amplifiers know all about this, right? Harry, you're getting into the color coding. Oh yeah, we go deep. We go deep with calendars. Get so color coded in Amplify. Great. Okay. Where was I? Pitching system. Do you have a Google Doc or I use Airtable? Keep track of who I'm pitching to for what topic. Is it a venue? Is it a music supervisor? Like playlist curators? Like I keep track of who I've written so I can develop relationships. Did they say yes or no? Did they say get back in 6 months? I have a system for that. Financial systems is like a freaking no-brainer, but I know that that's like very hard for musicians sometimes because the starving artist narrative is still alive and well, unfortunately. Financial systems are important though. Accountability systems. This is Amplify. It's literally being handed to you. Fitness, health, wellness systems. I really struggled with this one for a long time. You guys, when I was in my 20s, I was a bouncer, I was a piano teacher, and a personal trainer. Certified personal trainer. Those were my odd jobs while I was like touring and stuff like that. In between, I had a job at a jingle house and I was a video editor. Like I have had, I was a scuba diver for the government before anything. Like I have had the oddest jobs. And knowing that I I'm like, I'm a personal trainer. Like I should know how to like work out. And I was on a competitive D1 school, like sports team in college. Like, I'm like, I am an athlete, like, blah, blah. I had such a hard time in my 30s getting a fitness routine and getting a system. And that's what I realized was missing. So a couple of years ago, a friend of mine who, a new friend that I met through I don't even remember how I met her. She worked at Peloton. She's like, let me give you a discount for a couple months free on the app. I was like, a workout app? I need someone like who's big and burly yelling at me. And I didn't. This app like keeps track of your weekly streak. I just hit my 130th week in a row. That stuff, like being competitive with myself really works for me. So there's a system there. I can schedule classes. I know my favorite instructors now. And now I'm working with them to get them to, they have yoga classes and meditation classes to use more female artists in the new age and ambient music, electronic music space. So I'm like partnering with some of their teachers. Like it's just like opened up so much stuff to create a system for myself inside of health and wellness. And that was the thing that was out. Cool. So if something's out and like feeling like you're not grounded, you don't quite have your shit together in it, it's probably because there's a system that needs to be optimized or created. Again, I sound like a broken record. This is what we do in Amplify. Just saying. Cool. You love Peloton. I love Peloton too. Look at all of you personal trainers. Yeah, Airtable is totally the bomb. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to come back and we're going to do some Q&As. Let me see if I have one more slide. So just a reminder, I'll come back to this slide. These are the sources of support that you're going to email with links to all this after this, including to the replay. So don't even stress, but the Musician Success Cycle, it's the free thing inside a portal. You just need to sign up to get access to it. Amplify, you sign up today for annual, you get the Focusrite bundle. You don't get that. Sorry, you get into the drawing for it. And I'm closing the doors New Year's Eve, so you definitely want to get in. Ampli Mansion is the retreat. If you sign up, if the early bird pricing is happening right now, you sign up before January 15th, you get entered into a drawing to be my date at the freaking Grammys in Los Angeles. Everything's paid for except your flight. And then I also do one-on-one coaching. So I'll send you all those links. These are ways to take exactly what you did today and make sure it freaking happens. Like once you tell me what you want, it's the way I work with people. It's like over my dead body. Are you not getting it? Like, and if we keep having this kind of energy, like that might actually happen sooner than later. Thank you, exploding fire candle over here. Which we don't want. Okay, cool. You'll get all this again. Let's pop in. First of all, nice job. We're an hour and a half in. We did this so laser. You guys were so vulnerable and quick with the sharing. I think we did this quickly because everyone was just generating ideas and it made it easy for people to find what they were looking for here. So I'm so proud of you. Thank you for coming through this with me. Just to summarize, we celebrated some awesome things that happened this year. Yay, yay, yay. We looked at things that maybe disappointed us. We took all the feelings we had around those disappointments and we crumpled them up. And now after this, we're going to go do something with that piece of paper and really let it exit our lives. And we made room. And we did a little dreaming. And we figured out some goals that would help us get to that dream. And we figured out some steps to take that will help us get that goal, that will help us get that dream. And then I've shared with you a bunch of resources that can help you additional support in getting that with velocity and effectiveness, right? So that all being said, thank you for being here. I will stay on. We've got a half an hour scheduled. I'll stay on as long as anyone has questions, or if you want to share your word of the year, or if you're stuck with anything, like whatever you got in the chat. I wish I could bring people on here, but it's just don't do that. Definitely follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Music Career Coach. And when you get the email later today, like very much consider what it would look like if you had this kind of high level energy throughout your year. Because that's what you get in Amplify. And it's not more stuff to do. It's just show up when you can, take the vibes. It's really like an osmosis thing. I designed it so that when you're in it, just by signing up, you're telling the universe like, hey, I'm actually serious about this. You're in this music career for the long haul, right? Why would you not have long haul support? Long-term career, long-term support. It's been going on for 9 years. It's not going anywhere. So there you go. All right. I am going to go. I have a couple different windows open. I got to pop into the chat here. So Sarah stuck with 4 words: effective, connection, consistent, confidence. What are the common denominators in those? Effective, connection, consistent, besides all the C's. Let's think about that. This is really important. This is like, okay. When we look at threads, patterns are everything. Patterns are everything. So first off, Sarah, I would ask you, what is your most favorite goal that you selected for yourself? The one that you want to work on most, that one that you want to work on first. Inside of that goal, go back and look at the words of like, who do you need to be, or what are the characteristics of someone who has already achieved that thing? Like, who's the future you that you need to step into? Which one of these words aligns most with that? Start there. Stephanie, you're worried about joining Amplify, more things. There's not more things to do. It's literally like whenever you want to show up, you can show up. If you're like, oh, I'm really stuck on this, on procrastinating, you can go to the archives and type procrastination, and it shows you exactly what video and where to watch. You'll actually get more time in Amplify because you're going to be working way more effectively with all the tools that you get. If you show up to a live call, you get one-on-one coaching in the hot seat coaching, like 10, 15 minutes with just you and me talking. And any blocks you have, we clear them so fast. So again, it's not a class. Like, you're never behind. There's not a curriculum that, like, if you don't do it, then you're going to miss the next call. So it's really sort of a portal that you can live in to be inspired when you need it. Some people show up once every 6 months. They're like, hey, I'm back from tour. I'm here for 2 weeks, and I come to calls, and then they go away, and like, that's worth it to them. So yeah, I totally get that though, Stephanie. Let me know if that helps. And you can first of all, you can cancel anytime. So if you sign up for annual, you'll get the drawing for the Focusrite thing, but you can sign up monthly, which is only $49 a month. So you can, try it for a month and see if you're like, yeah, I can show up to this once in a while. So yeah. Bridget, love those words. Effective, clear, connected. Question about Amplify. What could we expect when starting? How does it work? Great question. So when you sign up, you'll get a login. If you don't already have a login at inthekeyofsuccess.com, when you log in, you literally will see the most recent replay. You don't have to go anywhere. You'll see the musician success cycle, which comes with Amplify. And there's a quick start that literally takes you through, watch this quick video. Here's how you add your music to the Spotify. Here's how to sync with the calendar so that you know when all the calls are, so you can sync up your iCal or Google Cal. And it's like a step-by-step, like, here's how to just get in. Here's where the community is. You can go there and introduce yourself. And it's like it sort of looks like a chat. So it's you log in and it says, get started here, or quick start, or something like that. I can't remember. So it's very obvious. And then you'll see all of the modules, the specific, if you're like, okay, cool, I really want to, I'm in goal setting mode, I want to go watch all the goal setting videos. You can go in and you can just get started and watch some of the videos there. There's worksheets and resources, but again, they're by topic. So if it's something that you're not interested in, you don't need to go look at it. So you get all of the content right when you log in, but it's really well organized and takes you through step by step how to get exactly what you're looking for. Hope that helps. Thanks, Judy. Ooh, expansion. I love that. Music house. That's a great word. Michelle, powerful. You don't feel it at the moment, but you can imagine being it. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Totally, totally, totally. Yes. Calm, committed, magnetic. Yeah. Connection. Oh, Sarah, you got it. Nice. Yeah, icing on the cake. Sometimes when you have more than one word, the other words are just going to be byproducts of you really stepping into the main word. So just look at, like, which one of these might be a result of the other. Cool. Self-respect, self-dignity. Look at that. Touch of jazz. That's Susan. Having been in Amplify since it started and before, you think that's impressive. It's worth the price. Yeah, the annual is like kind of a deal. You get like 4 months free. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Thank you, Susan. You're the OGs for sure. Oh, you guys are typing so fast. Hold on. Oh, someone has abundance, presence. Ooh, I like these words. Oh, you're all helping Brad. Okay. You guys keep coaching Brad. Love it. Love authenticity. I've had word of the year, Susan. I've had words of the year that repeated. One year I had luminous and that didn't land. And then the next year was luminary, which ended up becoming a name of my album. Yeah, I totally get that. Radiant, grace, receive. Oh, y'all are just like digging into the words of the year. So fabulous. Focused, calm. Yeah, you guys are just I don't know what happens with this chat on YouTube Lives if it goes away. Robin, are you able to like copy it and maybe we can like, oh, Harriet says Amplify is not overwhelming, really the opposite. Wonderful, beautiful. Harriet has been, since our COVID Amplify, I went live every day for 3 months during COVID to really support and create community when we didn't have any. Harriet started a live stream and you're on your like, what, 152nd? Like every week you did a live stream and like built an audience. It's so incredible. Love that. Audacity. That's a good one. Yes, Keisha. Action. Oh, close. It's not 100. It's 150. I could do the math on that. How many years it's been. All right. So does anyone have any questions? And is anyone stuck with anything? Is everyone clear on how they're going to get rid of what they're releasing? You'll get the replay. You have the workbook. You can do this at any time. You can go back to this workbook and just like check in with it. For my amplifiers, we will have our first call on next week, Wednesday, I think. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Our times are changing. We're doing Wednesdays and Saturdays for a little while. But bring this with you because we're not going to redo any of this. We're going to build on it. Okay. So we're going to dig into the plan and really create we're going to make a year plan. Ooh, fun. A year plan. Cool. Shanna and address, daring. Oh, Perry, what's up? Is there a calendar module in Amplify? Oh, I talk about calendar all the time. I should make a calendar module. Good Lord, I could definitely make a whole course on calendar work. Yeah. If you type calendar, anytime I talk about calendar, I've tagged it. So yeah. Will this be repeated? Yeah, Michael, there is a repeat link coming out in email probably in like an hour. I think I've scheduled it for. There's a system for that. It's all automated. You guys, systems for me are designed to automate and rejuvenate. Yeah. Harriet, so that old stuff doesn't lurk or return. I don't know what this is. You're free doing the call. Oh, yay, you're year 3. That's so awesome. How much time between burning up discarded and new goals in place? How much time between burning up discarded and new goals in place? That's a great question, Wendy. I think there's no set time. I think energetically, if you're like, I haven't gotten rid of that, if you're not mindful about eventually bringing in a new goal, that old stuff's going to creep back in. If you're like, I need some space to just really explore and see what calls to me and see what lands. Like, it's like having an airport where all the runways are filled with airplanes and we just got rid of all the airplanes. So now it's like all those airplanes that have been circling, trying to land, they need a minute. They're not ready to land. They've been circling. They might be like 200 miles that way because they were told that they couldn't be near, right? So some of them might be really far away. Some of them might be coming around the corner. But the intention is make sure that you're going to land the plane soon. So that was a non-answer answer for you there, Wendy. This is the kind of amazing work you got in Amplify. Let's see any more questions. You're welcome. It keeps. Jared, if you sign in to inthekeyofsuccess.com/login, we'll go into the portal, go to billing. You can toggle between, we'll say upgrade to yearly. If you want to go from monthly to yearly, it's really easy to do that. Systems course. Okay, you guys, I Amplify is a systems course. Oh, snap. It's kind of true. Yeah. I'm going to be talking a lot more about systems specifically this year because that word is really like landing for me. Oh, maybe that's my word of the year. That's tenacity, but maybe it's word of the year. Systems. I don't know. What's the name of the company with the online exercise class? Peloton. They also have them in person, apparently. Oh, look. It's showing up as Cheryl Engelhardt. That's so funny. That's Robin. Any other questions? Anybody? I'm here all day. Well, I'm here for another 20 minutes. I wish I could bring someone on for live coaching because that's, yeah. Who's got any? Let's dive in. Does anyone have any little voices when they came up with their goal that like that's too big? You can't do that. You're not good enough. Anyone have any of those? Anyone have a little voice sneak in? Or don't do that. Someone else is doing it. Anyone? Just checking. Yeah. Okay. Shanna, I love this. Mine is a financial goal and I don't know the how. I really, really want to acknowledge that you stuck with the goal anyway. Sometimes we are like, I don't know how to do this, therefore it can't be my goal. I set a goal. I have a journal entry from 2003 that I was like, I'm going to get a Grammy. I actually said I'm going to get a Grammy nomination. So I have been manifesting a Grammy nomination, not a Grammy win. Very specific universe, very specific. So I had no idea how to do that. I did not even join the Recording Academy till 8 years ago. 2003 was 20 years ago when I came up with the goal, right? So you have the goal. Have you determined what characteristics of someone who's achieved that goal have, Shanna? So now we're in a being conversation, right? We get so caught up with like, what do I need to do first? But if you start with the being, the doing starts to show up. So I'm just going to say that, sit with that for a hot second. Just sit with that. Yeah. And just sit with, it's okay that you don't know the how right now. You don't need to know the how. But imagine if you were to take one tiny little step towards the financial goal, what could it be? And this might be a brainstorming thing. Maybe you write down 20 potential baby steps and then pick the one that feels the most aligned, that feels the easiest, that feels worth starting. Might be a little work around here. Financial goals are great goals to have because they're so measurable, right? But it also means that we need to overcome something. If we were able to do it in the past, we would have, right? So we've got to really be open to new, really open to bringing in something new, letting go of stuff so that like it's a real new thing to have a new financial goal. We've got to do different things than we've done in the past. So we've got to brainstorm, right? Brainstorm with other people, go around, interview people. Hey, if you were me and this was your goal, what would you do? Go get some crazy ideas. Susan, what's your question about fans? You changed your goal. Oh, the chat keeps jumping on me. How do I define fans? Who do I know who is a fan? I define fans as people that do the things I ask them to do. That's how I define my fans. So they buy things when I have them to sell. They stream things when I have something to stream. They share things online when I ask them to share, or they do it on their own. They use my music in their playlists. They make cat videos with my music that I hope to go viral, right? So who's doing the stuff you're asking them to? People that say nice things about your music, they're fans. Yeah, that's my definition. I'd be curious to hear other people's definitions, but mine's very like tangible, right? Nothing but little voices. Oh, Kira Pearson. I'm nothing but little voices. There's a big voice in there. There's a big voice in there, I promise. Chad, yeah, you can shoot me an email about Amplify. I would love to have you in. Oh, Helen is visualizing for Mary Beth to win. We're not just visualizing for ourselves. Now we're visualizing for other people. Okay, my heart. Katrina, how do you keep traction on multiple goals? You pick one. Game over. Determine where you are in the musician success cycle. What is your goal for this particular success cycle? And then if you have other goals, other things you want, decide which one will do better off once you achieve this first one. So if you have goal A, B, and C that you want, is C going to be a lot easier once A is completed or vice versa, right? That's how I prioritize what am I going to work on right now. So I'm working on multiple projects at different times, but that doesn't mean that I'm always in the same phase with projects, and I make sure that they're aligned, and energetically, I'm only doing one sort of type of work for the most part. And then any other traction and how do I keep track of anything is always in my calendar. But in terms of multiple goals, I generally only am working on one. Yeah. I just saw... I said, Greg, you hit a financial goal last year and you hit it a couple weeks ago. This year you're doubling it. Heck yeah. Ooh, I love that. You've noticed when you start something not stereotypically artist, like cleaning your fridge, I get a voice that says I'm an imposter. The real artist doesn't do things like this. Okay, beautiful. Who is that? It's not you. Is that some bully in high school? Is that your dad? Is that that's little dog? Stop it. Shh. Is that someone else? It's not you. You guys want to meet Enzo? Hold that thought. Come here. Here's Enzo. So who's that voice? And then the next time it comes, you can just be like, oh, hi, Billy, you asshole. Right? Because like we have to clean our fridges. We have to do our taxes. We have to walk our dogs, to feed our dog. You know, it's not true. You're not an imposter because you're like cleaning your fridge. You know that, right? So who is it? You got to figure out who it is, because then you can actually like talk to them and tell them to go F off. Cool. Let's see. Kat says, you get it. Oh, about being afraid you'll be overwhelmed by added tasks that Amplify offers. I'll help you drill. Yes, I will. Drill down into specific actionable tasks. You feel less overwhelmed. It's such a, Amplify's magic. It really is. It's like, wait, I join a thing that has all this content and then I get more time. Yeah. Hi, Enzo. Reason number 1,247,000. You will see lots and lots of Enzo. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Haints and Saints. I don't know who that is, but Haints and Saints. We got more Saints and Amplify. Yay. So psyched. You are now officially, if you joined for the year, you are in the running for the studio bundle from Focusrite. I feel like an ad, but I'm not. It's just great stuff. Yeah, he's really sweet, you guys. He's like the sweetest. Michelle, for those on the fence, can I say something about Cheryl? Uh-oh, I think Cheryl's very good at respecting boundaries while guiding the conversation to help you achieve clarity. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah. All right, now y'all are selling Amplify for me. Listen, the only reason this workshop is the most representative of the work that I like to do. It's very practical, but it also has a little bit of the energetic stuff. It really is a good example of Amplify, which is why I wanted to talk about Amplify. So thank you for letting me, amplifiers who are here, thank you for your patience while I talk about it. But I really think every single freaking musician on the planet should be in it. It's just, I don't feel this kind of energy anywhere else. And I've looked and I've joined them for myself and I paid a lot of money looking for it. It is the only reason I created it. This was not my intention. I'm like, I'm going to go be a facilitator of a coaching girl. Like, I'm like, no, I want to go win a Grammy. That's what I want to be doing. So, I'm like very moved by this community. So, I really did want to share with people about it. So thank you for giving me the space to do that. Yeah. And for those of you who are like, this isn't for me right now, like, yeah, I get it. Totally. Have fun doing it on your own. Just kidding. Just kidding, but not kidding. Yeah, we've got some like Grammy fam in Amplify. We've got tons of touring musicians. We've got lots of teachers. Yeah, 90% musicians for sure. We've got a couple artists and authors. Oh, you guys, he looks cute. Yeah. Dogs are spirit. Shanti, you'll win that Grammy, Cheryl. Thank you. I know that too, but I'm just like, when is it gonna happen, universe? Come on. Yeah, I'm very excited for 2024. Y'all get yourself my amplifiers that I'm talking to you. I'm not doing a hard push here, but if you want to do the retreat, shoot me an email if you need a travel voucher or something. I want you to come and I want you to enter before the 15th so I can put you in the drawing to be my Grammy date. I realized I'm like, there's no one in Amplify that I wouldn't want to take to the Grammys. Like, isn't that cool? That is cool. Okay. What do you do if you still feel confused, Lainey, I see you, about what your goals are? Are there any additional steps we can take to get more clarity? This workshop definitely helped, but I'm not all the way there. Totally get that. Yeah. I mean, picking a goal out of thin air is like, it can be heavy work. And I know we sort of skimmed the surface of it. Other things you can do. I'm like, I know I have a whole module in Amplify on goal setting and like identifying that thing. I would start by writing down specifically. Okay, I'll give you this. Ready? Write down, if you're right-handed, write down with your right hand any goal that potentially could be out there. Like anything that you've seen that you're like, oh, that looks cool. Just write it down. Like this could be 20, 30 things. And then write in your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, write in your left hand. I'm left-handed, so I'd be writing in my right hand. Write another 10. The non-dominant hand can often represent our inner child, the sort of messier, pre-trauma, pre-life happening, and there might be some things that come out that like, there's a little person, like a little child version of you that was like pure and creative, like wanting to come out. And you might be surprised at what comes out. So start there. Just make an entire list of like anything that could possibly be like, I would like to play a concert from a hot air balloon, like whatever, right? Put it down. And then go through that list and start to eliminate things that are not interesting and just really get present to what feels good as you write it. Like this is a body exercise. I am a lefty. Yes. I'm like so a lefty. Cool. Start there, Lainey. Let me see if that like does something. So this I would like carve out a little bit of time to just sit and like write this stuff down and just feel it out. Cool. All right, let's see what else. Bye, Harriet. Retreat dates are May 16th to 20th. It's a Thursday through a Monday. There's the retreat link. Amplifiers, you have a different link. That link is for people that are not in Amplify so that they get a membership of Amplify. If you're already in Amplify, have a link, the price is lower if you're already in Amplify. So don't go to that link. If you are already in Amplify, I have a separate link. You can shoot me an email. No, Stephanie, if you just joined Amplify, you're fine. I'm talking about the retreat. So if you want to do the retreat and you're already in Amplify, don't worry. Your Amplify cost is covered in the Amplify retreat cost. I got you covered. I will go into the details next week on our call, or you can email me if you want that link. You're talking about Amplify. Oh, you joined. Oh, you joined Amplify. You're not saying about the retreat thing. Welcome, Stephanie. I think we have 4 Stephanies now. I'm very excited. I think we have 3 Cheryls. It's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, you guys. All right. Any more questions? Oh, your heart is pounding with love, or because now there's going to be explosions. Oh, this is Enzo. So excited that you're joining Amplify. Yeah. More Stephanies. Stephanie Chin. Yay, amplifiers. Go to Amplifam, the community, and you'll be able to join the chat right there. All right. You guys, I'm not seeing any more. Everyone's like loving on everyone, and that's adorable, and that's so great. But any more questions? I'm staying to the end. I said 2 hours. I'm going to stay 2 hours. By the way, an amplifier calls are an hour unless otherwise, unless otherwise mentioned. But it's like we start on the top of the hour. So much love today. Oh, you guys spell your names the same. All right. You guys are just loving on all the new people. Now it's just an Amplify party, I feel like. All the muggles left. Oh, yes, there will be Harry Potter jokes. There will be. I think I've had some people in Amplify like read the books and like watch the movies because I've made so many Harry Potter jokes one year. They're just like, I don't understand what you're saying, like the language you're saying. I'm going to have to read these books. When are you doing the marketing module? Yeah, I've got some content to create for sure. Yeah, non-amplifiers are 100% muggles. They really are. It's next level, the Harry Potter stuff. You guys, look at Enzo. Look how chill. It's just so chill. Hi, baby. Are you so happy for all the new people? Oh, I said kisses. I said kisses. All right, y'all. You're just so cute. You're just so cute. You'll see more of Enzo very, very soon. Bridget says, besides the retreat, what are you most excited for Amplify this year? Are you asking me that? Ooh, the retreat is very exciting. I've got some good guests lined up. I'm excited about the community and getting to there. Like there's a good crowd that's being established, and I'm really starting to get the vibe, and I'm really excited to bring some new people in and expand that a little bit. So I think we've like hit a really good stride with the people. Yeah, I just look forward to the calls every month. So yeah, that's a great question. Thanks. You're starting reading the books from the sync group we did. Oh, nice. Great. Yeah. I did a sync course. I'm going to do that again, by the way. Chris SD's course opens in January, and I did a study group. I'm going to do the course again and open a study group. And there were so many people in it that I created houses, literally like Gryffindor, the Slytherin, like the Harry Potter houses. And then it was like a competition who showed up to the live calls and stuff. It was a very good study group, effective. But I was like, oh, there's so many people. I need to split them into groups. How do I name the groups? There's 4 of them. Hogwarts houses. Question, can you give me a quick brainstorm on what the creative phase includes for cycling a cycle of booking? Great question. Yeah, so in the success cycle, definitely go get the success cycle. It's free. I'll send the link in the email. In the creative phase, phase 2, after phase 1 is where you decide what is the what's the goal for this cycle. So in a cycle of booking, the goal would be what to book 10 venues of 100 people or more to sell a tour. Like, I don't know what, like, so whatever the specific goal is, you work backwards and you're like, what assets do I need to create? That's what phase 2 is. So phase 2 may be very short in this type of cycle. So maybe it's like, I need to create a landing page that I can send people that has a video, or like, maybe it's, you need to create the pitch emails because a lot of booking is pitching, right? So, what assets do you need in order to set yourself up for a really effective pitch is what I would say. So if you're in a music cycle, like if you're releasing a CD, phase 2 is making the CD, right? So energetically, you're kind of in this flow of creativity. So same thing, but for whatever you would need for booking. I also like to say in the creativity phase, phase 2 is there's 2 kinds of creation, usually the core content that you need and the complementary content. So for like an album, the album is the core content, but like videos at the studio would be complementary content that you're going to turn into social media later. So for booking, it depends again on what your goal is, but whatever assets you think you need, what are sort of sub creative assets that you could make? Like, is it flyers? Is it, merch, QR code posters and stuff for the actual shows, that type of stuff. I hope that helps. The pricing difference for Amplify. It just takes the price of Amplify out because you're already paying for Amplify. So it's like $3,500 or something for non and $2,900. And there's also payment plans, 6-month payment plans. And so you can just like get in and save your spot, but only pay $500 or $600 or something. So it ends up being $2,900 if you pay upfront for amplifiers. But you add the price of not being an Amplify and it gets you in. So you also I think you get like a tiny discount too, Eric. I hope that helps. Email me amplifiers if you want that link. It's also, it's in one of the announcements as well in the back end. I'll find it for you and I'll make sure it's really clear. Robin, maybe you can make sure it's really clear. Although I don't want to say it publicly because this is going to be a YouTube public video. So it's just for amplifiers. Guys, I lost the chat keeps jumping. Amplimansion will take place in upstate New York, about 2 hours north of the major airports. And it's 20 people. Great questions, Eric. What are the link? Michelle, I will get that to you guys privately for sure. I'll send an announcement to Amplify this weekend announcing the new time and everything. Bye, Stephanie. So happy to have you. Bye, Jera. Yeah, so psyched to have you guys. You guys get in the early bird pricing. It goes up on my birthday, February 23rd. But if you get in, if you think you're going to do it, January 15th, then you can come to the Grammys with me. Maybe you'll be put into the drawing. So yeah, Michelle, it's definitely in the chat in Amplifam, but I'll go put it there again. Cool. All right, everyone, look at that. 1 minute to 4. That's a wrap on 2023 on Amplify, because I know a lot of amplifiers were here, and on Seeing Enzo, who probably wants his dinner. Thank you so much for your vulnerability, for your sharing, for your attention, for your patience, for your willingness to look at yourself and do some stuff that's hard. Like, some of this is not easy. Looking at things, lighting candles in my studio apparently is also not easy. So I'm gonna go deal with the lighter fluid mess that I have. And you guys are amazing. I hopefully will see anyone that's not already in Amplify, because I know a lot of you right now are. I'll see you in Amplify. And it's been such a pleasure doing this with you. And thank you for holding space for everyone else. Happy New Year. And I will see you in 2024.